This is a response to Reasonably Speaking regarding the video um, about there's no innocent person and the paradox of inherited sin. Um, First of all, the part which says that there is no innocent person is relative. As a matter of fact, we are all guilty of something. Whether you are a believer or not, you do things voluntarily, and you are guilty of doing those things. Whether the consequences are positive or negative, it's not relevant. You are responsible for doing that thing. And if the consequences are negative, then you are guilty, and depending on the gravity of the actions that you have committed, you might even be punished, not by God, but by the laws of man. Now, regarding the paradox of inherited sin, the very term inherited sin is a man-made term. There is no such a description or such words in the Bible stating that the person inherits sin. Nobody inherits anybody else's sin. That is a biblical fact, and that is a true fact. What we do inherit is a sinful nature. We inherit the propensity to sin. We inherit the ability to sin, and we inherit the temptation of sinning. Therefore, an inherited sin, that why should you be held responsible for someone else's sin? I agree, you shouldn't. It's not your fault, it's not your responsibility, and you should never be held responsible for someone else's sin. Everybody is responsible for his own actions and his own sins. What happens is that we as human natures are born with a sinful nature, and on that you have no choice. You have no choice, just as you have no choice of being born a male or a female, or being born white or black, or Asian, or being born I don't know, with some deformity, or being born with name it, you name it. It's not your option, it's not your choice. That is something that is part of your individuality, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Just as you can't do anything about it being a white male, as I can see in your video. What could you possibly do about it? Can you blame anyone for being a white male? Would you rather be an Asian or a black male? Who's responsible for you for being a white male? And if you were a black male, would you held anybody responsible for being black and not being white? I mean, it just doesn't make sense, right? So in the same way, being born with a sinful nature is not your option. You have not, you never had any say into how you are going to be born, or how are you going to be, whether you're going to be male or female, or white or black or Asian or whatever. It's something that is that which you are. And you are a sinful, you have a sinful nature. Just as I have a sinful nature, and every human being that ever lived on planet Earth had a sinful nature. And as long as mankind will continue on planet Earth, they will have a sinful nature. It is transmitted from parents to their children. So your premise is simply moot. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't even know how to put it. You just don't make any sense. There is nothing reasonable in what you're saying.